Hey there, and welcome to A Well-Rounded Life, the podcast, a space for creative entrepreneurs seeking an intentional life and biz filled with grace, passion, and purpose. I'm your host, Geomyra. I'm a mama, wife, dessert fanatic, and on the ultimate mission to get you closer to your idea of what it means to live a well-rounded life. Right here is where you'll find curated resources, quick tips, and relatable stories, no matter what season of life you're in. So hang out with me for a bit and let's dive in. Hi, friend, and welcome back to the show. Thank you for tuning in to A Well-Rounded Life. Geomyra here, and I'm feeling some type of way that we are almost at the end of season 2. And after today, we are one episode away from the season finale. And as we close out this season and another year, I'm looking forward to embracing a slower season and a fresh start. Just like you, I've been pondering what will be in the new year. Yes, I know it's so cliche, the whole new year, new me vibe that takes place around this time every single year. However, there is something about the idea of a fresh start that it just seems to spark the energy that I need to make the adjustments for myself and my well-being. My plan during the holiday break is to take some time to reset, clear the clutter, and get ready to rock. And I want to encourage you to do the same. You may not get a formal holiday break like our kiddos do, but I do want you to try and build in some time to slow it down a bit, and not feel like you are in the thick of hustle season. I feel like we have done enough of that this year. Hustle, hustle, hustle. So now I want you to do the opposite and just slow it down a bit. Pull out your calendar and get to blocking off some time to set yourself up for a fresh start and some clarity. I was working with a client one-on-one via an in-person intensive last weekend, and the word clarity just kept speaking to me. It dawned on me as I watched my client fill with excitement about what we had planned out, that the excitement was due to her feeling a sense of clarity. When you feel a bit of overwhelm, you may need to pause and make some moves in order to gain clarity. That is exactly what I plan to do in the coming days, and I am even considering a technology detox so that I can also get some clarity there. Have you heard of that before? Have you done a social media detox or a detox in the sense of you just removed yourself from any type of distractions, noise, or whatnot? Well, I think I'm going to try that. My plan is to shut off the noise so that I can have a clear head and mind when working on my goals in the master plan for 2020. This means for me, no TV, no computer, no phone, text, DMs, Insta, Facebook, Twitter, all of those things. A friend challenged me to do it, and at first I was like, heck no. But you know what? I think I may try it. I don't like the idea of feeling like everything is snatched away all at once, but sometimes it be like that. You got to do it. I don't even watch TV much, but truth be told, I really do think I need to clear some of the noise in order to just have a clear mind so that I can set goals that are feasible, actionable, and goals that just make sense for where I want to be in the coming weeks, months, days, and all that jazz. And I just thought that maybe I would just mention that here on the podcast because maybe that's what you need. Maybe you need to clear the noise so that you can gain the clarity so that you can set the goals that make sense for you in your next season. Okay? So my friends, if you're listening to me, call me. Don't DM me. Don't text me. Pick up the phone and call me so that we can just stay connected that way. All right? It's crazy because I'm getting anxious just thinking about the fact that I won't be connected to the world. But again, that's why I was challenged to do this. I just love keeping up with my friends and my fam via text throughout the day. # group chat shenanigans in memes for days. However, I do know that the more time I spend on my phone and behind the computer, the less time I'm spending with a clear head and mind as I plan for what's next for myself and this business. So with that said, I want to invite you to join me for a technology-free 3-day challenge during the winter break. So for me, that's going to be Christmas going into that weekend after Christmas. So my plan is to snap pics of my kiddos, document family memories, but I don't have to feel like I got to post everything for the gram, the pressure to just keep up with everybody and what they're doing. And also, it also means that I don't have to be all up in everybody else's business and peeping in on someone else's highlight reel, because I'm over that as well. So if you're in, shoot me a DM. I'm at Coach for Creatives, or email me, hello@coachingforcreatives.co, and let's cheer each other on before we get into it. I'm super excited to share with you on today's episode 4 lessons that I learned from leading a mastermind and my word of the year for 2020. This week was the last week of a fall mastermind that I led with an awesome group of women. The women in the group, aka my playmakers, were a mix of photographers, podcast hosts, educators and speakers, and a copywriter. And to say that I had the best time leading and coaching the ladies would be an understatement. As I reflect on the past few weeks of working with them, I wanted to share my takeaways with you guys. The first takeaway: although it may feel scary, do it anyway, okay? A few times during our time together throughout the mastermind, I found one of the playmakers really excited about an idea, but sometimes very terrified to feel the fear and do it anyway. Because you've heard me say that on the show as well. But guess what? As accountability partners and encouragers, we did not let said playmaker sit on the sidelines and let their dreams and prayers go unanswered. Nope, not on our watch. Instead, we supported them, we prayed with them, we shared our resources and our feedback, we poured into our mastermind partners. We also just wanted them to feel confident and armed to walk in their purpose and live out their passion. So that was a big takeaway for me is people are scared. We're all very, very scared. But you know what? We just got to do it. Bite the bullet and just do it, and know that you have a support system and a safety net of people cheering you on along the way. All right. Second thing, overwhelm is real. I'm going to say it again. Overwhelm is real, people. It dawned on me that as creatives, moms, and just busy people all around, overwhelm is something that all of us will encounter at some point in our lives. The part that I find to be so fascinating is that as creativepreneurs, we are always coming up with or hunting for new ideas to make money and an impact. We are always trying to figure out ways to make more money, to be seen, to be heard, and to just be innovative. So it's just always something going on when we are in the creative space. It's crazy because it means that once we are almost at completion for one thing, we are already laying the foundation for the next. Think about it. Once you're in the final stages of executing or delivering a wedding, you have already booked your next client or onboarded someone else to fill that gap. It's a never-ending cycle. The same thing goes for real life. I have found that my kids will be just about finished with one extracurricular activity and then already be signed up for another sport or activity to fill the space. Versus me saying, whew, that was a tough season, a lot of hustle and bustle, let's take a break. Nope. You know what I do? They're already signed up, everything purchased for the next activity, and we just keep it rolling. Why do we do this to ourselves? Why don't we allow ourselves some time to pause and not feel locked in and always overly committed? This is something that I also plan to work on in the new year, but you know what? I am going to start now. That is my goal, because overwhelm is real, and it is up to us to decide that we don't have to just keep moving. We are allowed to take a break. So it is up to us. So remind yourself that when you're like, whew, I'm overwhelmed. What is one thing you can take off your plate, or one thing you can just pause so that you can just have a sense of calm instead of just hustle all the daggone time? Third, community in life and business is needed. I'm going to say that one again. Community in life and business is needed. No one wants to be alone. No one deserves to be alone. Community over competition is a phrase that gets tossed around in the creative space daily and even hourly. If you go search the hashtag community over competition, there's a whole lot of stuff happening using that hashtag. However, even if we take the word competition out of it and we just say community, it is something that we all need. We all are seeking it. Like I said, no one wants to be alone. So having access to people that will listen to you is priceless. That is something that I was like an aha moment, is that we all were able to bounce ideas. We all were able to be heard, to be seen, to be vulnerable. And having that community was just such a blessing once I felt like, wow, like-minded individuals who are driven like I'm driven, who are family-oriented, and who just are ready to make an impact. That alone was just so amazing once I was in the thick of it with my mastermind ladies. And having community that will push you to your full potential, you guys, that is everything. To have people that will just say, you got this. What are you waiting for? Get in the game. Stop BSing around. Get in there. So yes, there's some tough love that happens within the mastermind that I lead, but sometimes we need that. We don't need yes men all the time. So community, something that we need more of. And I just feel so grateful that I've built a community of playmakers that are eagerly thrilled and ready to cheer each other on. Because one win is a win for all of us. And in our reflection exercise the other day, it was just really mind-blowing to me to see how much we had accomplished within our community of fearless bosses. And I want to encourage you to take out a piece of paper. If you're driving, don't do that right now. But take out a piece of paper and write down all of your wins this year. Big or small, a win is a win. Did you book a dream client? Did you get a promotion? How about getting featured in a national publication or starting a top-rated podcast like two of my playmakers? What about quitting your 9-to-5 or even starting a side hustle like other playmakers in our community? Write it down and celebrate. Cheers to all of the hard work that you have put in. Cheers to laying the foundation to greater and greater that is ahead. You deserve to be celebrated. So I hope you do just that in this holiday season and beyond. You deserve it. My last observation is this. We must grant ourselves some grace and the opportunity to pause as we climb the mountain of success. I am so proud of one of my playmakers for making the decision to pause. My playmaker decided that they were not going to keep on the hamster wheel or keep climbing the mountain without taking a break. When we are reaching for a goal or climbing the ladder of what we think success is, why don't we allow ourselves a break? Why don't we allow ourselves time to pause, to refuel, the opportunity to sit in stillness? We have this go, go, go mentality, which may not always be healthy for some of us. And if you feel like you have been climbing and climbing, reaching and reaching for so long, I want to challenge you to pause, to take a break, to rest, reset, sit in the stillness until you feel it is the right time to keep climbing and reaching. You will not benefit anyone if you are burnt out and lose the joy on the journey. So pause. So those are 4 takeaways from leading a fearless group of women that are determined to not only do business better, but life with more enthusiasm as well. And if you're thinking that you are in need of community or craving accountability and action to get you closer to your ideal, email me, DM me, or head over to our website and let's chat. And of course, all the info is listed in our show notes as well. And I want to shift gears a bit and share with you my word for 2020. So last year, like many years prior, I took some time to ponder on what my word of the year was going to be. And for context, a word of the year is a word that you typically think long and hard about before committing. The word is the foundation of what you plan to do and how you're going to do it and how you're going to act over the next 365 or 366 days. And speaking of foundation, that was my word of the year for 2017, I believe. Foundation was all about me setting the foundation for my coaching business and what I wanted this well-rounded life podcast and brand to be. And my word of the year for 2018 was consistency. My goal was to be consistent in how I showed up every day, consistent with how I acted, consistent with my client experiences, consistent in how I showed up on social media, and also to my family. Consistency was all about planning ahead, making time, making a plan so that I wouldn't miss a beat. This year's word hit me randomly, and I can't seem to shake it. So random that the word came to me while I was brushing my teeth the other day. It just popped in my head. So my word for 2020, drum roll please, is distance. So random, right? My word for 2020 is distance for many reasons. I decided that I want to, better yet, I need to distance myself from people, places, and things that are not good for me and things that do not serve me. I need to distance myself from doubt. I need to distance myself from distractions, distance myself from negativity and gossip, from fear, distance myself from things that don't make me feel good, distance myself from excuses, distance myself from things that are not Christ-like once it's all said and done. Distance, the word that I plan to hone in on in the new year. The more I say the word, the more I know that it is not by accident or coincidence that it was placed in my mind and on my heart. And with that being said, I want you to head over to the website using the link in the show notes, grab your free download and screensaver, and drop your word of the year in the block. And what has held me accountable in the past is keeping my word of the year as my wallpaper on my phone or computer. And I want to give you the opportunity to do just that. Grab the template, screenshot, type your word, save it, and be on your way to reaching goals and accomplishing what some may say is the impossible. Doing so will hold you accountable and to remind you why you are showing up each and every day. With that, I want to just close out today's show and say thank you. Thank you to my playmakers that I have been blessed to work with over the last year or so. Thank you to my well-rounders who have tuned in each week, that would be you, to spend time with me and listen to me share a piece of my heart. I love each of you dearly, and I don't take you for granted whatsoever. I am cheering you on in the new year, and I look forward to bringing you bigger and better content in the next season of my life and on this show. And if you're tuned in, do me a favor and screenshot and tag me over on IG. I'm at Coach for Creatives. I love to know that someone is out there listening and kicking it with me each week. And don't forget to leave your review, drop us a 5-star rating, and share the love. Share the love of this episode or even your favorite episode so far with your peeps. So stay tuned for one more episode before we close out the season and the year. And as I mentioned on a previous episode, I have a really fun, exciting project coming as well. So make sure you are subscribed to the show and our newsletter. Everything is in the show notes. And I will chat with you soon. And until then, go and live well-rounded. Bye. Friends, thanks for kicking it with us this week. Remember to subscribe so you're notified when a new episode airs. I'd love it if you leave us a review and share this goodness with your squad. Until next time, seek a well-rounded life and remember to focus on what matters most.